Hi, and welcome back to yet another exciting week of the Lazy Money Game. In this week's episode, I will walk through an email which I have received from Revolut regarding Brexit, since that can have major implications for the users who's using it for trading, just like myself. Then I will give an update to my portfolio, and since we have now passed yet another month, it is actually a monthly update. So first off, I will start by reading the entire email. If you don't want to see that, then I suggest you just skip to the next timestamp in the video. I am doing this for the benefit of people who is watching this on a phone and cannot read it on the screen. So without further ado, let's look into this rather long email from Revolut. As you know, the UK will formally leave the EU after 31st of December 2020. As a result, our trading company, Revolut Trading Limited, RTL, will no longer be able to passport its services across EEA, European Economic Area, from 1st of January 2021 as an appointed representative of its UK principal firm, which is authorized and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority. This means that RTL will no longer be authorized on behalf of its principal firm to advertise, promote, or otherwise provide the trading service to you under the EU law after this date. You can, however, choose to continue trading with RTL from 1st of January 2021 if you are comfortable with how the following changes affect you. So please do read on. How will Brexit affect me? Regulatory protection. You will no longer have the benefit of the EU regulatory protection, but you will continue to benefit from UK consumer protection laws or regulations that may apply to the trading service. Compensation schemes. Don't worry, your investment will continue to be held by Drive Wealth LLC and protected by the Securities Investor Protection Corporation, SIPC, in the US. Rights to complain. Depending on the circumstances of your complaint, you may not be able to refer to the complaint to the UK's Financial Ombudsman Service, FOS, but we'll still do our best to put things right if you are unhappy with the aspect of the trading service. RTL will continue to operate as an appointed representative of its UK principal firm and will continue to adhere to the high standards set by the Financial Conduct Authority, FCA, the UK regulator. Rest assured that the investments you've made via the Revolut app will continue to be kept safe and secure after 31st of December 2020. What do I need to do? You have until 31st of December 2020 to decide what to do next. We will continue to update you via the Revolut app, email, and our help center page with relevant information. You have two choices. Choice 1. To continue trading with RTL from early November, you can download the latest version of the Revolut app and confirm via the Revolut app that from 1st of January 2021, you are trading with RTL at your own initiative. You are trading with RTL on the basis of an ongoing relationship. You have been made aware that the trading service is not provided by an investment entity authorized in the EU. You are aware that you do not have the benefit of any EU regulatory protections or investor compensation schemes by trading with RTL. Or choice 2, you can sell down your positions, transfer your cash from your investment wallet into your payment wallet, and then close your trading account by 31st of December 2020. Should you no longer wish to continue trading with RTL after this date, normal fees and charges will apply. There may be tax implications for you if you have to sell down your positions before closing your account, so you should seek independent tax advice regarding this. If you do nothing before January 1st, 2021, as of January 1st, 2021, you will not be able to access the trading service, either to continue trading or to close your account unless you give the required confirmation via the latest Revolut app. Our future plan. We are currently applying for a license in Ireland, which will enable us to provide investment services across the EEA in 2021. We will keep you informed on this progress. Financial Conduct Authority. If you have any questions about how Brexit could affect your financial protections, please contact the FCA on +44 207 066 1000 or email them at consumer.queries@fca.org.uk. Revolut app. Please ensure that you always have the latest version of Revolut app downloaded so that you can receive important updates to the trading service. Regardless of what is happening in the world, we remain committed to providing you the same great trading service, allowing you to invest in over 800 US stocks from as little as $1 commission-free with your monthly allowance. We hope you continue to use the trading service from RTL. We will continue to update you via the Revolut app, email, and our help center page. So stay tuned for more updates between now and 31st of December 2020. Thanks, Team Revolut. So that was a rather long email. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but let me at least try and give my 2 cents here on the important facts about this email. So for instance, regulatory protection. You will no longer have the benefit of EU regulatory protection, but you will continue to have benefit from UK consumer protection laws and regulations which applies to trading service. So, for instance, under EU regulatory protection, your money would be covered with up to 100,000 euros if it were to be treated as money. But the moment that you signed the agreement with Revolut, your money was translated or transformed into e-money, so they were not covered by the EU regulatory protection. This can be seen on Revolut's own webpage, Is My Money Safe? I will of course include a link in the description below. If we then scroll down to this important phrase, because the account you hold with us is an electronic money account, not a bank account, your money is not protected by the Lithuanian deposit insurance administered by the State Enterprise Deposit and Investment Insurance. What they instead are required to do is to safeguard your money. Safeguarding means separating client funds from our own funds and holding them in a separate account with a credit institution. The funds in this segregated account are held by us on your behalf. As an authorized institution, Revolut safeguards your funds as per regulatory requirements. Safeguarding protects you because in the event of insolvency of Revolut, you will be able to claim your funds from the segregated account and your claim will be paid above all other creditors. And the next phrase here, don't worry, your investments will continue to be held by Drive Wealth LLC and protected by Securities Investor Protection Corporation SIPC in the US. If we then continue to SIPC webpage, I will of course include a link in the description below, then we can see that your investment account is covered with up to $500,000, including a $250,000 cash limit, and that is for Drive Wealth LLC. So in case they go bust, you are covered with up to $500,000 of investment. But how that will actually be handled in case Drive Wealth LLC goes bust, since Revolut cannot receive the stocks, and if they receive the cash, then your cash would be transformed into e-money and they would not be covered by the EU law or the Lithuanian law as we have just seen. How about your right to complain? Because as they're writing here, depending on the circumstances of your complaint, you may not be able to refer your complaint to the UK's Financial Ombudsman Service, FOS. So what do you do in that case? So I simply reached out to Revolut and asked them, where should you file your complaint? And I was referred to this webpage on Revolut's own webpage. And in case you have a disagreement with Revolut, then you have to contact Bank of Lithuania within 1 year. I will of course include a link in the description below for this webpage as well. If we then continue down the email, we can see that RTL will continue to operate with the high standards set by the FCA and the UK regulator. And if we then continue down the email, then what we need to do is either choose choice number 1 or choice number 2. So choice number 1, we want to continue trading with RTL, and that means that we will have to sign a new deal with them, that we are trading with them on our own initiative and on an ongoing relationship, and we have been made aware that their trading service is no longer provided by an investment entity authorized in the EU. and that we no longer have the benefit of the EU regulatory protection or investor compensation schemes by trading with RTL. Or choice number 2, you can liquidate all your position and transfer your cash from your investment wallet to your payment wallet and close down your trading account before end of the year. And then they of course make you aware that that can have major tax implications and that you should seek independent tax advice regarding this. And then they make sure that you have to do something, because if you have not done anything before 1st of January 2021, then you won't be able to access your trading service, either to continue trading or to close down your account, unless you give the required confirmation via the latest Revolut app. So they are forcing you to choose either option number 1 or option number 2. Then they disclose their future plans that they are currently applying for a license in Ireland, which is inside the EU, so they would be able to provide the investment service across the EEA in 2021, and they will keep us posted regarding that progress. And since they know that they are receiving so many questions regarding Brexit, and then they provide the contact information details for the FCA, so you can go and ask your questions there. And then of course they end their letter with explaining that you should still continue to use their excellent service and how good their service is and where you can find help. So before we go and take a closer look at my portfolio, then let me just give an update regarding this new information and what I intend to do with it. So I'm left with 2 choices, and actually I don't really think that I have a choice here, because I'm not going to liquidate my entire portfolio before end of the year. So that simply forces me into choice number 1. But whether or not I'm going to invest more with Revolut at this current situation really depends on the news which I will be seeing from them. For instance, will they get a license in Ireland within 2021? So currently I think that I will actually have to sit on the sideline and wait a bit until I receive more information. But that is just my personal choice. Now, let's take a closer look at my portfolio and see what has happened within the week and actually within the entire month. So the first thing we notice is there's a red circle for this week's episode, meaning that the portfolio is down in value compared to last week. So we look at the value, then we go to the portfolio value tab here. Then we see that the portfolio is down $3,600 compared to last week. But since the cost is up $500, I'm actually down $4,100 within this week. But that should come as no surprise, since what we have witnessed this week is the sharpest decline in the market since March within this year. And the investment on the $500 this week went into Unum Group. If you are not familiar with Unum, then I suggest that you go and watch the episode, What is Unum? And the 500 I have invested was a mixture of dividends and fresh capital. So if we go and take a closer look at the dividends here, then we can see that I have received $66.68 within this month. And I'm actually quite happy about that, since I'm up a little more than $10 compared to 3 months ago. I know that I'm still way below the 200 which I received back in April, but this is due to the fact that Macy's has completely slashed their dividend, so I'm missing $180 in dividends. But I have to look into the situation where we are now, and there I'm simply happy to see that my dividends are still growing despite the major hit that I have taken here. And the dividend that I received within this week came from Simon Property. They pay me very close to $35 since they paid $34.99. So my total purchases for October end up looking like this: $500 into AT&T, $2,500 into Unum Group, and $500 into AbbVie. And if we then take a look at their dividends, their payout frequency, we can see how much I gain in yearly dividend, and after withholding tax, I end up with $189 in extra dividend income per year, or the equivalent of $15.75 on average per month. And that is of course very high, but that is due to the fact that I have invested $3,500 within this month, which is way above my target of at least $1,000 every single month. And to continue with some news, then I am really happy to see that AbbVie has raised their dividend with 10%, since AbbVie is the largest holding within my portfolio. So you can see that they have increased the dividend from $1.18 to $1.30, giving that a forward yield of 6.45%. So if we look at the portfolio, we can see that I have 109 shares in AbbVie, which is close to 14% of the entire portfolio. So just to illustrate what that 10% increase means. So 109 shares in AbbVie with the dividend of $1.18 compared with $1.3, we can see that that gives me an extra yearly income of $44.47. And to put this number into perspective, October I have invested $3,500, which is really huge for me. So an extra income of $44.47 compared to the income that I get from my $3,500, that is equivalent of 24%. So the portfolio here, just by holding this position in AbbVie, is equivalent of me adding $823 if I were to distribute them between these three companies. So that is really a huge increase for me. So that actually sums it up for yet another exciting week of the Lazy Money Game. I know that this week's episode was really heavily focused on the update from Revolut, so if you're not using it, then perhaps this week's episode was not the most interesting for you, then there was really only this update regarding AbbVie. But if you like content like this, then please consider subscribing or giving me a like. It really helps out the channel. So until I see you next Sunday, bye!